Hello everyone, welcome back to Eduomania. In our last video we have seen form number 1 and form number 2 of method of substitution. Now in this video we will see the form number 3, which is very important. So let's start it. So form number 3 says when you get an integrand like this in which you have both the terms in the tanx and sec x or cot x into cosec x, then what is the rule, what we put in place of what? These type of stuff we are going to study in this lecture. So we will talk about first this topic. If you get an integrand containing tan x into sec x, then what we put? So here are certain rules that is very easy to understand. So have a look what it is. So first rule is when you get a term like tan x into sec x, then firstly you will see the power of sec x. If the power of sec x is even positive integer, if the power of sec x is even positive number, then we will put z equal to 10x. Now if you see the power of sec x but it is not the even positive integer, then we see the power of 10x. Firstly what we do, you will see the power of sec x. If it is even positive number, then you directly put z equal to 10x, but if it is not, then you will see the power of 10x. So if the power of 10x is odd positive integer, then you put z equal to sec x. And if the power of 10x is even positive integer, then firstly you will put 10 square x equal to sec square x minus 1, means we are converting 10x in the term of sec x, then we substitute z equal to 10x. So it's very easy to understand. Now if the power of 10x is 0 and the power of sec x is odd positive integer greater than 1, then in this case we will use integration by part. That is our next topic. So this is complete rule when you get an integrand in the term of tan and sec. Similarly we have cot and cosec. So if you have an integrand like this in which containing cot and cosec both, so similarly we will firstly see the power of cosec x. If the power of cosec x is even positive number, then we will put z equal to cot x. And if the power of cosec x is not the even positive integer, then we will see the power of cot x. And here is the two cases. If the power of cot x is odd positive, then we will put z equal to cosec x. And if the power of cot x is even positive integer, then we put cot square x equal to cosec square x minus 1, that we are converting cot x in the term of cosec x, then we substitute z equal to cot x. Similarly if the power of cot x is 0 and the power of cosec x is even positive integer greater than 1, then we will use method by pass. So this is the rule when you get the integrand like this tan x or sec x and cot x into cosec x, then what we do? So we will solve some question that will help you to understand. Now here is we have the first question. We have to find the integration of tan theta into sec to the power 4 theta. So what we study, firstly we will see the power of sec x. If the power of sec x is even positive, when the power of sec x is even positive, then we put z equal to 10x. Similarly we will put z equal to tan theta, means dz, we differentiate this becomes sec square theta into d theta. Now here tan theta we assume that is z, so we will write z. Sec square theta we can write sec square theta into sec square theta d theta. We can write sec to the power 4 theta as a sec square theta into sec square theta. Now z into sec square theta into d theta, sec square theta into d theta, we can write dz. Both term has been converted in the variable z. Now it's time to change this. So now we will write z, sec square theta can be written as 1 plus tan square theta dz. So now we can write this as z 1 plus tan square theta, we can write 1 plus z square into dz, because we have assumed tan theta equal to z. So here we can replace this tan theta by z. So finally we have z plus z cube dz. So we separate these terms, integration z cube dz. So final answer becomes z square by 2 plus z to the power 4 by 4 plus c, where c is the constant of integration. And the final step is that we will put the original value of z that we assumed at the beginning of the question, that is tan theta. So it becomes tan square theta by 2 plus tan to the power 4 theta by 4 plus c. So this is our final answer. Now we have our question number 2. We have to find the integration of tan cube x. Means here we can assume this tan cube x into sec to the power 0x dx, because anything power 0 is 1. So here we can see that power of sec x not odd, then we go to the power of tan x. Now what our rule says? Rule says the power of tan is odd positive. In this case we will put z equal to sec x. So now we will put z equal to sec x. Differentiate this, z become dz. Differentiation of sec x is sec x into tan x dx. Okay, now tan cube x can be written as tan square x into tan x dx. Okay, now tan square x can be written as sec square x minus 1, because we have to convert this and we have sec. So firstly we have to convert this tan term in the term of sec. We have converted this. Now dz tan x we have, but here we need to convert the whole term written as a dz. We need a sec x. So we will multiply sec x, and similarly we will divide by the sec x. Why we are doing so? Because to complete this whole term in the term like dz, we need a sec x. So we will multiply and divide the whole term, this term tan x into dx, by sec x. Now sec x we have assumed that is z. So we can write this z square minus 1. Okay, sec x into tan x dx, that is dz. So for this whole term we can write dz, and now we have left this sec x. Sec x we have assumed z, so we can write z here. No doubt? Okay, now we will separate these two terms. Z square divided by z, we have left with z minus 1 by z dz. Now separate these two terms. We have z dz minus integration of 1 by z dz. So we know that integration of z dz is z square by 2 minus 1 by z becomes log of z plus c, where c is the constant of integration. Now the final step we have to convert and put the original value of z, that is sec x. So lastly we will put, it becomes sec square x divided by 2 minus log sec x plus c. So this is our final answer. Now third question, we have to find the integration of cosec to the power nx into cot to the power cot x. Here the power is 1, we suppose that. Now when you have an integrand in which you will have cosec into cot, firstly you will see what our rules say. Firstly you will go to the power of cosec. If the power of cosec is even positive, here is the power of cosec is n. N is a positive integer, we know, but what the exact value it is, even or odd, we don't have any idea. Then we will jump to the power of cot, as we have studied here. Then we go to the power of cot x. If the power of cot x is odd positive, it is the power is 1, that is odd, and 1 it is positive. Okay, now when the power of cot x is odd positive integer, then we put z equal to cosec x. So similarly we will put z equal to cosec x. Okay, then we will differentiate this. Differentiation of z becomes dz cosec x minus cosec x into cot x dx. Now, so it becomes cosec x into cot x dx. This is equal to minus of dz. Okay. Now, here we can see that cosec n x. To complete this term in the form of dz, we need a cosec term. So we will similarly multiply a cosec and divided by cosec x. Here is the cot x dx. Now, cosec x to the power n, here is the power is 1. So it becomes cosec n minus 1 x, cosec x into cot x dx. Cosec x into cot x dx becomes minus of dz. So here we can write dz. Okay. Now, minus term we will take it out. Cosec x we assume that is z. So it becomes z to the power n minus 1 dz. Any doubt? No. Okay. So now it becomes minus z to the power n minus 1 plus 1 divided by n minus 1 plus 1, because integration of x to the power n dx becomes x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. We have any positive integer, then 1 it will be added and the similar term is divided. Okay. Now it becomes n minus 1 plus 1 plus c, where c is the constant of integration. So it becomes minus z, this will be cancelled, zn divided by n plus c. So here we have defined the integration of this question. Now the last step is we have to replace this z in the term of x, because we have a question in the term of x. So we have to convert this. Never forget to convert this in your examination, that will reduce your marks. So it becomes z is cosec x. So it becomes cosec to the power nx divided by n plus c. So this is your final answer. So till now we have studied the three forms of method of substitution. First form is, so we are studying method of integration. We are studying method of integration, in which we are studying right now method of substitution. Method of substitution has many forms, as we have studied form number 1. Form number 1 is that any expression px or ax plus b to the power n or this term. So what we have rule, ax plus b will be assumed as another variable. So we have seen some questions according to that. Then we have form number 2. Form number 2 says if you get an integrand in which both the term is present, like sine and cos, then we have certain rules. We have explained those rules and we have solved some question according to that. Now today we have studied the form number 3. Form number 3 says if you get the integrand in which tan and sec comes together and multiplication between them, or cot and cosec comes together and multiplication between them, then we have certain rules. We have studied and tried to understand what that rule was. So we have seen those certain rules and we have solved some questions. So if you like my video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. And that's for today's lecture. In the next video we will see some important question and NCERT questions. And thanks for watching.